Hey, happy Saturday. Do you work Saturdays in your business? I asked this question before and people were like, duh, I'm an entrepreneur. So I knew that today would be a light day. I didn't have a lot planned today. So last night I actually stayed up late watching TV. And I was watching the documentary about OJ Simpson, his trial, in light of his passing. It's replaying, right? And so, number one, it polarized the nation at a time where it was, either you believed him or you didn't believe him. And it was just crazy. I remember where I was. I was at the telephone company. I didn't own it yet, but I was a executive level employee. And I had a mixed audience and it was rough trying to control the emotions that day. And so here is the best business lesson I can teach you about what the lawyers did, how OJ was able to escape that trial for murder, right? It's like, have you seen that Chris Rock special where he's like, I'm not saying he did it, but I know why he did, right? In my best Chris Rock voice. But it is, here's what they did in that trial to make sure that they won the jury. And if you're not doing this in your business, you're going to constantly battle and never be able to create loyal fans, right? So they did three important things. One is they played to our biggest fears, right? What keeps us up at night? The prosecution never did that because they were trying to be politically correct, right? But if they weren't trying to be politically correct and played to people's, biggest fears, they probably could have convicted him just on the fact of color, just on the fact of race, right? So OJ's side just really picked the race issue and made sure that they got in on African Americans and public's biggest fears is that the police are going to plant a gun, are going to get you for something that you didn't do, right? Now knowing what we know about DNA and after watching 1,000 episodes of NCIS and of FBI and of Law and Order SVU, right? Now it's what are you talking about? 1 in 57 billion? And we let him off. What are y'all thinking about? But the second thing that they did was they had them focus on one thing, right? If it doesn't fit, we must acquit, right? One thing instead of the whole thing. So it's getting the audience and capturing the audience's, thoughts. And that is what they did geniusly. And they were able to manipulate the jury doing that, right? Now, is it ethical? You have to decide that for your business. For me, in my 50s now, it's nah, if I have to convince you, if I have to use tactics to close you, then it ain't fun for me. I'd rather just you come in and be a hell yeah, and then we can go to work, right? I'm not trying to resell you every month that your credit card dings or that you have to pay me or anything like that. I ain't trying to do that no more. No more, no gain, right? So the first thing is hitting the biggest fears. And so that's what you need to know about your customers. The second is using emotion and having them focus on one thing and that this will solve it, right? This one thing will solve it. And the third thing that they did is they made sure that they played this all in public, right? And so you can do that, making sure you dominate everything in public by using social media, all of the different social medias. Now you can have it doesn't matter the size of your brand, right? You can be a one-man band or you can be a 20,000 employee business all competing at the same level because of social media, right? So, understand that there was definitely a manipulation, and watching the documentary was extremely painful to relive all of those moments, both from me as an executive, as a group of people who almost condoned the behavior, right? And of people who lost their loved ones. Like, it just wasn't fun. But at the end of the day, definitely some great business lessons that we can learn from Orenthal James. And let's have a good time. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Love you for free. See you.